Attack helicopters have been a deadly and highly effective weapon for many armies of the world. For almost half a century, their main task is to search for and destroy complex and small targets on land. At the same time, modern attack helicopters can hit the sea. These machines have been used in almost all conflicts and have shown their value, sometimes acting as the only means of fire support for ground forces. The most effective attack helicopters are capable of fighting armored vehicles, which is their main task. What are the most powerful and dangerous helicopters? The answer is in our video. We present to your attention a rating of the best attack helicopters of our time. A-1 Cobra USA. It is the first specialized attack helicopter in the world and one of the best. The helicopter, which always had many opponents, showed itself from the best side. Cobra was created on the basis of the legendary A-1 Iroquois, but the helicopter had a completely different shape, which became classic for attack helicopters. The pilots were located one after another, thus reducing the frontal projection of the helicopter. The fuselage was narrow, the wings were small, and the whole silhouette of the Cobra was harmonious and impetuous. The modern version of the model is the Bell A-1 Super Cobra. The main difference from the original version was the presence of two engines instead of one and a modern complex of avionics. The main armament of the helicopter is Hellfire anti-tank guided missiles. It should be noted that the latest versions of the Super Cobra in their characteristics are not much inferior to attack helicopters created much later. Cobras and Super Cobras were and are in service with more than 10 countries around the world. Mi-24 USSR. This rotary wing aircraft is recognizable and covered with military glory. The Mi-24 is one of the most massive and widespread helicopters in the world. Following the Cobra, it became the world's second attack helicopter and the first of its kind in the USSR. Many components and assemblies of the Mi-24 were borrowed from another, no less legendary helicopter, the Mi-8 transport and combat helicopter. Like the Americans, the developers created a narrow and swift striking model from a rather heavy transport aircraft. But the Mi-24 was significantly different from its overseas counterpart. Soviet designers wanted to implement the concept of a flying infantry fighting machine, an attack helicopter with the ability to carry troops. On the one hand, this idea increased the size of the helicopter, increased its mass. On the other hand, the Mi-24 received greater flexibility of use, although it was practically not used as an amphibious assault. The ability to transport excess cargo in the troop compartment wounded the crew of the wrecked car more than once, saving the lives of soldiers and pilots. But the main task of the Mi-24 was to destroy tanks, infantry fighting vehicles, fortifications and enemy manpower. The helicopter had to climb into the heat of battle and deliver deadly blows. The designers protected the helicopter with powerful armor capable of withstanding small arms heads and in some places even heavy machine guns. The Mi-24 was equipped with built-in machine gun and cannon armament, unguided and guided. At 6. Spiral anti-tank missiles, bombs built in canning containers, etc. The importance of this helicopter can hardly be overestimated. Agile, swift and well armored at the same time. Eurocopter Tiger. It is one of the most modern, expensive and sophisticated helicopters in the world. It was designed by the European Franco-German concern Eurocopter. This machine was developed later than the Cobra and the Mi-24, when quite a wealth of experience was accumulated in the combat use of attack helicopters. The Germans and French believed that the basis for the survival of the combat aircraft of the future would not be thick armor and a strong structure but low visibility, the use of electronic warfare and special tactics of use. It should be noted that this concept has shown its inconsistency. The helicopter was equipped with all kinds of sensors, aiming and navigation complex with a supra-bush view system like on the Apache Longbow. The Eurocopter was presented in several versions for France and Germany in attack and anti-tank modifications. The Tiger is armed with a built-in 30mm cannon as well as various variants of guided and unguided missiles. In addition to anti-tank guided missiles, it also carries air-to-air missiles to combat enemy helicopters and aircraft. Eurocopter is in service not only in France and Germany, But also in Spain and Australia at the same time. The helicopter developed for the Cold War was not needed by the impoverished European armies. With the collapse of the USSR as a result, the total number of purchased machines differs at times from the planned one. The advantages of the Tiger include an advanced side and rather powerful weapons. However, it has insufficient armor protection for an attack helicopter. Flying tank Mi-28 development of this helicopter began almost immediately after the creation of the Mi-24. The new helicopter was the successor to the well-proven pinned only without a cargo compartment. The Mi-28 was supposed to be a purely combat helicopter with strong armor and powerful weapons. It was created on the basis of a new concept for the use of combat helicopters. The closest possible flight near the ground with a rounding of the relief, quick search and destruction of targets. Great attention was paid to protection. The cockpit and its glazing can withstand the impact of 12.7 mm armor-piercing bullets and 20 mm high-explosive fragmentation shells. The engines of the machine are spaced apart to the maximum distance and equipped with heat filters to reduce the likelihood of being hit by missiles with a thermal homing head. The design of the hull and chassis allows the crew to survive a fall at a speed of up to 39 feet per second. During the entire development period, the helicopter's armament was improved. Modification of the Mi-28N Night Hunter received a full range of onboard electronic equipment for combat in various weather conditions, and at night the helicopter is equipped with a powerful 30 mm cannon. The main weapon of the helicopter is the attack anti-tank guided missile. Also, the helicopter can carry unguided weapons, missiles and bombs with a total weight of up to 2.5 tons. Ka-52 Alligator. It was the Kamov Design Bureau that first applied an unusual coaxial propeller arrangement. The classic helicopter has a main rotor and a tail rotor in a coaxial arrangement. Both screws are on top. The scheme increases the height of the machine, complicates the design but reduces its length and improves flight performance. The Ka-52 Alligator was originally planned to be used as a command for reconnaissance and target designation as well as a naval version of an attack helicopter, but it turned out that the purchases of the Ka-52 exceed the purchases of the Mi-28. And in the offices of the General Staff and on the Internet forums, the debate about which of these machines is better. Both have practically the same niche, similar characteristics, their own advantages and disadvantages. The Mi-28 surpasses the Ka-52 in terms of protection, design simplicity and reliability at the same time. The Kamov helicopter has the best flight characteristics, the best armament at the moment, and most importantly the best onboard equipment, practically not inferior in this respect to the winner of our video. Like the Mi-28, the Ka-52 is armed with a 30 mm cannon but with better accuracy due to the housing in the center of the fuselage. At the same time, it has worse aiming angles compared to the Mi-28. The main weapon of the Ka-52 is the Vickers supersonic anti-tank guided missiles. The helicopter can carry up to 32 of these missiles at maximum load. The helicopter can also carry bombs and guided air-to-air missiles. The Ka-52, like the Ka-50, was not exported outside of Russia. The armed forces of Russia are currently armed with more than 70 Alligators, competing with the American AH-64 Apache monster. Our winner AH-64 Apache, the AN-64, has become the most massive attack helicopter of the second generation and the most belligerent, the first. The strike machine Cobra was extremely successful. At the same time, the U.S. Army needed a new model, better protected and carrying more powerful weapons. One of the main requirements was to ensure all-weather performance. The main task of the new helicopter was the fight against enemy tanks. The layout of the AN-64 has become a reference for other attack helicopters. It is easy to see that the Mi-28 as a whole completely repeats the American helicopter. During the development of the helicopter, much attention was paid to its survivability, so the most important units are shielded by the less important ones. The engines are spaced as far as possible in order to exclude the simultaneous defeat of both, and the crew is protected by strong armor. Nevertheless, the main highlight of the Apache is its onboard complex, equipped with the most modern means of observation, search and destruction of targets. Initially, The main armament of the helicopter were Hellfire anti-tank guided missiles with a laser guidance head, but with the appearance in the USSR of effective and numerous short-range anti-aircraft complexes Tunguska, it became clear that the helicopter would be most likely destroyed. Then the Americans developed a modification of the N-64D longbow. The Apache was equipped with an overhead radar station and a new generation of Hellfire missiles with a fire-and-forget homing head that allows the helicopter to change its location and hide after launch. The efficiency of the new machines has grown exponentially. It should be noted that no modern helicopter is equipped with such a system, with the exception of the light and small European Tiger. Russian helicopters Mi-28 and Ka-52 are still equipped with laser-guided missiles, much inferior in this to their American competitor at the moment. Apache is one of the most widespread attack helicopters in the world. In total, about 1,000 copies were produced in this helicopter. Engineers were able to most successfully combine all the combat properties of current strike vehicles. That's all for today. We hope you enjoyed the video. Which attack helicopter do you like the most, and which do you think is the most suitable for use in the military? Leave your answers in the comments. If you liked the video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell to be the first to know when a new video is released. Thanks for watching.